Have you ever woken up each morning with that heavy, sticky mucus clogging your throat, forcing you into the same exhausting cycle of coughing and clearing? For many older adults, this isn't just a small irritation. It's a daily burden that slowly erodes comfort, energy, and even confidence. In this video, we'll uncover the 5 surprising, evidence-based causes of constant mucus buildup that most people over 55 have never even heard about. Stay with me until the end, because you'll not only learn the hidden reasons behind these frustrating symptoms, but also discover practical, life-changing steps you can begin today to breathe easier and finally reclaim your mornings. Before we dive in, I'd truly appreciate it if you give this video a like. It helps me continue to share important lessons for healthy aging. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss future videos. If you like what you hear today, comment number 1. If not, leave a 0, so I know how to improve and make this content even more helpful. Now, let's get started. Reason 1. Post-nasal drip caused by aging sinus passages. One of the most overlooked yet common culprits of mucus buildup in older adults is the gradual, age-related change in the tissues that line the nasal cavities. Over the years, these delicate passages undergo subtle but significant shifts that directly impact mucus production. In youth, the sinus tissues are moist, flexible, and supported by a fine network of tiny hair-like structures called cilia. These cilia act like tireless custodians, sweeping away dust, allergens, and excess mucus to keep the passages clear and working smoothly. But as the years pass, this finely tuned system begins to weaken. The once supple tissues gradually dry out, losing their natural moisture, while the cilia slow down, no longer moving with the same rhythm. Instead of draining freely, mucus begins to stagnate, pooling in the sinuses and dripping down the back of the throat. This is what we call post-nasal drip, and for many older adults, it's far from a minor nuisance. Imagine starting each morning with an unshakable tickle deep in your throat, an irritation that lingers like an unwelcome guest. You feel the constant urge to clear your throat or swallow, yet relief never really comes. Over time, this irritation can evolve into a dry, nagging cough, a hoarse voice, or the need to expel mucus forcefully just to feel comfortable. Unlike a simple cold or flu that clears in a week or two, post-nasal drip can linger for months, sometimes even years, becoming a frustrating fixture of daily life. For many seniors, it shadows small pleasures like enjoying breakfast or joining a lively conversation. What makes it especially discouraging is the way it seems permanent. Many accept it as just another part of aging, something to endure rather than improve. But here's the truth. While aging changes sinus function, environmental and lifestyle factors often make the problem worse. Dry indoor air, especially during winter when heating strips moisture from the environment, can intensify the dryness. Low humidity in bedrooms, exposure to dust, pet dander, or even acid reflux irritating the throat at night can all make the drip more severe. These factors often combine to create a cycle of discomfort that feels endless, yet in reality, it can be managed with the right steps. The solutions may be simple, but their impact is often life-changing. For instance, many seniors have found complete relief just by adding a humidifier to their bedroom, restoring much-needed moisture to the air. Others have discovered that sleeping with their head slightly elevated, about 10 to 15 degrees, can significantly reduce mucus pooling overnight. Simple practices like using a saline nasal spray to keep passages hydrated or inhaling gentle steam before bed can further support the body's natural ability to clear mucus. These small changes often bring results that feel nothing short of miraculous, allowing mornings to feel clear and comfortable again. Yet post-nasal drip isn't only a physical burden. It carries a heavy emotional toll as well. The constant need to clear one's throat can disrupt routines, turning small pleasures like sipping morning coffee or sharing a conversation into frustrating, self-conscious struggles. Social moments may also become challenging when persistent coughing or throat clearing draws unwanted attention, leaving individuals embarrassed or withdrawn. I recall Harold, a 76-year-old retiree who loved attending his weekly book club, but eventually stopped going. His constant throat clearing made him feel out of place, like he was losing control over his own body. That slow erosion of confidence and dignity is a common, though rarely discussed, consequence of postnasal drip. The act of coughing up mucus can feel unpleasant, even shameful, prompting many older adults to retreat from social life or hesitate to speak in group settings. Addressing postnasal drip can restore not just physical comfort, but also a sense of normalcy and self-assurance. If you struggle with persistent morning mucus, consider whether postnasal drip could be the underlying cause. Reflect on your environment and habits. Is the air in your home too dry, especially at night? Are nasal sprays irritating your sinuses? Could your nighttime routines, like sleeping flat or eating late, be contributing? Simple adjustments often make a powerful difference. Drinking warm lemon water to thin mucus, using a saline rinse to clear nasal passages, or staying well hydrated throughout the day can help restore healthy sinus function. By taking small but intentional steps, you can reclaim mornings free of discomfort and regain the confidence to fully engage in daily life. Now let's look at another hidden culprit: silent reflux and stomach acid issues. Surprisingly, one of the most common yet overlooked causes of chronic mucus in seniors doesn't start in the sinuses or lungs, but in the digestive system. Silent reflux, also known as laryngopharyngeal reflux or LPR, is a stealthy condition where small amounts of stomach acid creep up the esophagus and irritate the throat. Unlike classic reflux, which announces itself with burning chest pain or heartburn, silent reflux is deceptive. It often lacks those telltale symptoms. Instead, it quietly stimulates the body to produce excess mucus as a protective shield for the irritated tissues, creating discomfort that many mistake for a respiratory problem. As we age, the lower esophageal sphincter, the muscular valve separating the stomach from the esophagus, gradually weakens. This decline in tone allows stomach acid to creep upward, especially at night when lying flat removes gravity's natural support. The acid irritates the sensitive tissues of the throat and vocal cords, prompting the body to coat them with protective mucus. The result may be a constant urge to clear the throat, a hoarse or scratchy voice, or the unsettling sensation of a lump, what doctors call globus pharyngeus. Unlike typical reflux triggered by spicy meals or overeating, silent reflux often slips by unnoticed, making it harder to identify. Take Patricia, a 68-year-old retiree who spent nearly a year believing she had chronic bronchitis. Every morning she battled thick mucus and a nagging cough, even though her chest x-rays showed no infection. Frustrated, she finally saw a specialist who traced her symptoms back to silent reflux. With simple adjustments, raising the head of her bed by 6 to 8 inches, avoiding meals within 3 hours of sleep, and cutting back on acidic foods like citrus, tomatoes, and coffee, her symptoms disappeared within weeks. Not only did her physical discomfort vanish, but her confidence returned. No longer embarrassed by constant coughing or a raspy voice, she could once again enjoy social interactions without fear of judgment. The emotional burden of silent reflux can be just as heavy as the physical one. Constant throat clearing or coughing often leads to frustration, embarrassment, and even isolation. Many seniors feel powerless, and too often their struggles are brushed off as just a normal part of aging, leaving them to suffer in silence. The act of coughing or clearing the throat may seem minor, but for many older adults it feels intrusive, disrupting conversations, quiet moments, or drawing unwanted attention in public. Over time, this constant struggle can chip away at confidence, causing some to withdraw from social gatherings or avoid speaking in groups. Yet, Recognizing silent reflux as a hidden cause opens the door to solutions that are often simple and effective. Beyond raising the head of the bed and adjusting meal times, soothing habits can help. A warm cup of ginger tea after dinner calms the digestive tract and reduces acid production. For some, consulting a doctor about low-dose acid suppressants or tailored medications provides further relief. Lifestyle adjustments also play a key role. Eating smaller, more frequent meals or avoiding tight clothing that presses on the abdomen can make a noticeable difference. These changes allow seniors to regain control, ease symptoms, and reclaim their quality of life. If you suspect silent reflux is fueling your morning mucus, take a closer look at your nighttime habits. Do you snack late in the evening or lie flat right after a meal? Do you wake with a hoarse voice, throat irritation, or that persistent lump in the throat feeling? These subtle clues can help identify the true source and guide you toward changes that tackle the root cause instead of just masking the symptoms. By recognizing and addressing this hidden issue, you can reclaim mornings free of mucus and rediscover the ease of breathing, speaking, and engaging with those around you. Reason 3. Dry indoor air and low humidity levels. One of the most overlooked yet widespread contributors to mucus buildup in older adults is the dryness of indoor air, especially in bedrooms, living rooms, or assisted living facilities where much of the day is spent. Modern homes, with central heating in winter and air conditioning in summer, often create environments with humidity levels far below the ideal 40 to 60%. This becomes a challenge for older adults, as the mucous membranes lining the nose, throat, sinuses, and lungs lose elasticity and hydration with age. These fragile tissues need moisture to serve as a barrier against irritants, allergens, and pathogens. But when the air is too dry, the membranes become inflamed and dehydrated, pushing the body to overproduce mucus in an effort to lubricate and protect them. It may sound like a contradiction. If mucus means moisture, why would dry air cause more of it? The answer lies in the body's protective instincts. When mucous membranes dry out, tiny irritations and micro tears appear, sending signals for the body to release thick, sticky mucus to coat and soothe the sensitive tissues. This overproduction of mucus creates a frustrating cycle of symptoms: persistent throat clearing, nagging coughs, nasal congestion, and that sticky feeling in the throat, especially after a night of breathing dry air. For many seniors, mornings are the hardest, as the overnight buildup sets an uncomfortable tone for the day ahead. The problem doesn't stop there. Many medications commonly prescribed to older adults, such as antihistamines for allergies, diuretics for heart issues, or beta blockers for high blood pressure, carry drying side effects. They reduce saliva production and further dehydrate the mucous membranes, forcing the body to respond with even more mucus as a defense. Environmental factors can make matters worse. Forced air heating, wood stoves, or poorly ventilated rooms strip even more moisture from the air, creating the perfect storm for irritation. Take Frank, a 72-year-old retired mechanic. He battled chronic morning mucus for more than a year. At first, he thought it was just allergies, recurring sinus infections, or simply the price of aging. He experimented with antihistamines, nasal sprays, and even cut dairy from his diet, but nothing eased the relentless throat clearing or that heavy, sticky sensation in his chest each morning. Frustrated, Frank's daughter decided to dig deeper. She gifted him a cool mist humidifier for his bedroom, and within just a few days of keeping the indoor humidity between 40% and 60%, the change was remarkable. His constant throat clearing eased, his cough softened, and he woke feeling more refreshed than he had in months. Frank's story highlights an often overlooked truth. The air we breathe indoors directly shapes our respiratory health, especially for older adults. Dry air does more than cause discomfort. When mucous membranes lose their moisture, they can no longer trap and expel dust, allergens, or pathogens effectively. This raises the risk of respiratory infections like colds, bronchitis, and sinusitis. For seniors with already weakened immune systems, this vulnerability can mean more frequent illnesses and slower recoveries. Thick, stagnant mucus can also become a breeding ground for bacteria and viruses, adding to the danger. The emotional toll is equally real. Constant coughing, throat clearing, or relying on tissues can chip away at confidence, making seniors self-conscious in social situations. Many begin avoiding gatherings, phone calls, or even simple conversations with family for fear of embarrassment. Left unchecked, this cycle can fuel social isolation, a serious issue for aging adults. The good news is that improving indoor air quality is both practical and affordable, and a high-quality humidifier is one of the simplest, most effective steps. Cool mist or ultrasonic humidifiers are among the best tools for maintaining steady humidity, especially in bedrooms where seniors spend 7 to 8 hours each night. The sweet spot is 40 to 60%. Go higher, and you risk mold growth. Drop below 40% and dryness persists, fueling irritation. Keeping the humidifier clean is just as important. Without regular care, it can harbor bacteria or mold, which may worsen respiratory problems. But what if buying one isn't an option? Simple solutions can still help, placing a shallow bowl of water near a heater, hanging damp towels in the room, or adding moisture-loving plants like peace lilies or ferns. Even cracking open a window for fresh air, when weather allows, can restore balance. Hydration plays a powerful role too. Sipping water throughout the day, and especially before bed, keeps mucous membranes moist and resilient. With these small adjustments, seniors can finally break the cycle of irritation and morning mucus, making breathing easier and mornings far more comfortable. Thank you for your valuable time. Reason 4. Silent stomach acid backup. Medically known as laryngopharyngeal reflux or LPR, this condition is often overlooked, yet plays a major role in chronic mucus buildup for older adults. Unlike traditional reflux, with its burning chest pain or indigestion, silent reflux is far more deceptive, often lingering undetected for years as stomach acid travels up into the throat. When stomach acid creeps into the throat, it irritates the delicate tissues of the pharynx and larynx. In response, the body produces excess mucus as a shield, leaving many older adults with constant throat clearing, a raspy or hoarse voice, a lump-like sensation known as globus, or a nagging cough. Because these symptoms resemble allergies, sinus problems, or even respiratory illness, both seniors and doctors often overlook the digestive connection. Silent reflux becomes more common with age as the lower esophageal sphincter, the muscular ring that normally blocks acid, weakens, allowing acid to escape more easily. Lifestyle habits can make matters worse. Sleeping flat, eating large or late meals, and enjoying foods like citrus, tomatoes, spicy dishes, chocolate, coffee, or alcohol all contribute. Even common medications such as NSAIDs or certain blood pressure drugs can relax the valve and aggravate reflux. Take Dorothy, a 68-year-old grandmother who spent nearly a year consulting allergists and ENT specialists for what she thought was chronic sinus trouble. Her mornings were filled with thick mucus and a gravelly voice, making social gatherings uncomfortable and even disrupting her cherished bedtime reading with her grandchildren. Only when a gastroenterologist identified silent reflux and recommended changes, like using a wedge pillow to elevate her upper body and avoiding food after 7 p.m., did her symptoms improve. Within weeks, Dorothy regained her comfort and confidence, returning to her active social life. The physical toll of silent reflux is clear, but its emotional and social burdens can be just as profound. The constant need to clear the throat can make conversations uncomfortable, leaving many seniors self-conscious or hesitant to speak. Some even fear their symptoms point to something serious like throat cancer or a chronic infection, which only adds to anxiety and stress. Because silent reflux often lacks the classic digestive symptoms, diagnosis is frequently delayed. forcing individuals to endure months of uncertainty. Over time, this can lead to social withdrawal, a decline in quality of life, and even depression, especially when symptoms are mistaken as just another part of aging. Managing silent reflux requires practical lifestyle changes and sometimes medical support. Elevating the head of the bed with a wedge pillow or risers helps gravity keep stomach acid down at night. Avoiding meals or snacks within 3 to 4 hours of bedtime allows the stomach to empty, lowering the risk of reflux. Recognizing trigger foods, like acidic, spicy, or fatty dishes, is equally important. A food diary can help identify culprits, while replacing late-night coffee or alcohol with water or calming herbal teas can soothe the throat. For persistent cases, diagnostic tests such as pH monitoring or endoscopy may confirm LPR and guide treatment. If needed, doctors may recommend medications like proton pump inhibitors or H2 blockers, though these require careful monitoring in seniors due to potential side effects. By addressing silent reflux early and consistently, older adults can ease mucus buildup, restore comfort, and regain the confidence to engage fully in daily life. Reason 5. Chronic low humidity and environmental triggers. The quality of indoor air is a critical yet often overlooked factor in respiratory health, especially for seniors who spend much of their time indoors. Heating in winter, air conditioning in summer, or poorly ventilated rooms often create air that is far drier than our bodies were designed for. With age, the mucous membranes lining the nose, throat, sinuses, and lungs become less able to retain moisture, making them more vulnerable to irritation from this dry air. When humidity drops below the ideal 40 to 60% range, these delicate tissues dry out. In response, the body produces thick, sticky mucus as a form of protection. The result? Persistent coughing, throat clearing, nasal congestion, and that heavy, sticky feeling in the chest or throat, symptoms that often feel worst in the morning after hours of breathing dry air overnight. The science is simple. Mucous membranes need a thin layer of moisture to guard against irritants, allergens, and pathogens. When dry air strips that moisture away, the tissues become irritated and prone to micro-tears, prompting the body to overproduce mucus in an effort to soothe and shield itself. But the mucus that forms is often thick and hard to clear, setting off a frustrating cycle of coughing and throat clearing. Medications frequently prescribed to seniors, like antihistamines for allergies, diuretics for heart conditions, or decongestants for colds, can make matters worse by drying out saliva and nasal passages even further. Environmental factors add to the problem. Forced air furnaces, electric heaters, and tightly sealed homes with poor ventilation strip the air of moisture, creating the perfect storm for ongoing respiratory irritation. Take Richard, a 78-year-old retired teacher who battled chronic morning mucus for nearly 10 years. He assumed it was just seasonal allergies or the inevitable effects of aging, relying on endless tissues and morning coughs. Then, during a trip to a humid coastal city, his symptoms nearly disappeared. Back home, Richard bought a hygrometer to check his bedroom and found humidity levels as low as 20%. After adding a cool mist humidifier and keeping his room between 40 and 60%, everything changed. The relentless throat clearing eased, his coughs became rare, and he no longer began each morning with frustration and a tissue in hand. Richard's story reveals a powerful truth. Dry indoor air is often an invisible culprit behind chronic mucus production, and addressing it can bring rapid relief. But beyond daily discomfort, low humidity carries real health risks for older adults. When mucous membranes dry out, they lose their ability to trap and expel pathogens, leaving the body more vulnerable to infections like colds, sinusitis, or bronchitis. Thick, sticky mucus can even become a breeding ground for bacteria and viruses, raising the risk of illness further. For seniors with weakened immune systems, whether from age, chronic conditions, or medications like corticosteroids, this can mean more frequent and severe infections. The emotional toll is just as heavy. Constant throat clearing or coughing in public often leads to embarrassment, pushing many seniors to avoid gatherings, phone calls, or even family meals. Over time, this withdrawal fosters isolation, a major factor in declining mental health among older adults. Fortunately, solutions are both simple and effective. A high-quality cool mist or ultrasonic humidifier remains the best way to keep indoor humidity between 40 and 60%. Placed in the bedroom, where seniors spend much of their time, it should be cleaned regularly to prevent mold or bacteria. For those on tighter budgets, alternatives work too, placing bowls of water near heaters, hanging damp towels, or adding moisture-rich plants like Boston ferns or spider plants. Staying hydrated with 8 to 10 glasses of water daily and using saline sprays also support healthy mucous membranes from within. Whenever possible, slightly opening a window for fresh air can bring in natural humidity, though it depends on the weather outside. Using a hydrometer to monitor humidity ensures levels stay in the ideal range. By addressing low humidity and environmental triggers, seniors can ease mucus production, strengthen respiratory health, and regain confidence, leading to clearer mornings and a better quality of life. Thank you for spending time with us today, as we uncovered the hidden causes of morning mucus and the practical steps to overcome it. I hope this video has given you clarity about what your body may be signaling and empowered you with solutions to feel better. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one change you're ready to put into practice starting today? Share it in the comments below. Your experience may inspire others. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more health insights designed to help you live your best, healthiest life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Managing silent reflux, another hidden cause, often requires both lifestyle changes and sometimes medical support. Elevating the head of your bed by 6 to 8 inches with a wedge pillow or bed risers helps gravity keep stomach acid where it belongs during sleep. Avoiding meals or snacks within 3 to 4 hours of bedtime gives the stomach time to empty, lowering reflux risk. Identifying and cutting out trigger foods, acidic, spicy, or fatty items, is equally important, and keeping a food diary can help pinpoint them. Drinking water or soothing herbal teas can dilute acid and calm the throat. For persistent cases, a healthcare provider may recommend diagnostic tests such as esophageal pH monitoring or endoscopy to confirm LPR and guide treatment. Medications such as proton pump inhibitors or H2 blockers may sometimes be prescribed, but long-term use must be carefully monitored because of possible side effects in older adults. By addressing silent reflux proactively, seniors can ease mucus-related symptoms, regain comfort, and restore confidence in daily interactions. The quality of indoor air is another critical yet often overlooked factor in respiratory health, especially for older adults who spend much of their time indoors. Chronic low humidity, often caused by heating in winter, air conditioning in summer, or poorly ventilated rooms, can deeply affect the mucous membranes lining the nose, throat, sinuses, and lungs. As the body ages, these delicate tissues lose their ability to retain moisture and become more vulnerable to dry air. When humidity drops below the ideal 40 to 60% range, the membranes dry out, prompting the body to produce thick, sticky mucus as protection. This overproduction sets off a cascade of symptoms: constant coughing, throat clearing, nasal congestion, and a heavy, sticky sensation in the chest or throat. These issues are often most noticeable in the morning, after hours of breathing dry air during sleep. The science is simple. Mucous membranes rely on a thin layer of moisture to act as a barrier against irritants, allergens, and pathogens. In low humidity environments, moisture evaporates quickly, leaving tissues vulnerable to irritation and tiny tears. The body reacts by producing more mucus to coat and protect these areas, but the result is often thick and difficult to expel, creating a cycle of coughing and throat clearing. Common medications used by seniors, like antihistamines for allergies, diuretics for heart conditions, or decongestants for colds, can worsen dryness by reducing saliva and mucosal hydration. Add in environmental factors, such as forced air heating, electric heaters, or tightly sealed homes with poor ventilation, and the irritation only intensifies. Take the case of Richard, a 78-year-old retired teacher who battled chronic morning mucus for nearly a decade. He assumed it was seasonal allergies or just part of aging, resigning himself to boxes of tissues and constant morning coughs. But during a trip to a humid coastal city, his symptoms almost disappeared. That experience made him reconsider the role of his home environment. Back home, he used a hygrometer and found his bedroom humidity had dropped as low as 20%. After installing a cool mist humidifier and keeping humidity between 40 and 60%, his mornings changed completely. The throat clearing eased, his cough grew less frequent, and he no longer dreaded starting the day with a tissue in hand. Richard's experience reveals an important truth. Dry indoor air is a hidden but powerful trigger for chronic mucus production, and correcting it can bring quick, noticeable relief. Beyond discomfort, low humidity carries real health risks for older adults. When mucous membranes dry out, they lose their ability to trap and expel pathogens, leaving the body more vulnerable to respiratory infections such as colds, sinusitis, or bronchitis. Thick, stagnant mucus can also serve as a breeding ground for bacteria and viruses, further increasing the risk of illness. For seniors with weakened immune systems, whether from age, chronic disease, or medications like corticosteroids, this can mean more frequent and severe infections. The emotional toll is just as significant. The constant need to manage mucus often undermines confidence, leaving many older adults embarrassed by coughing or throat clearing in public. Some avoid gatherings, phone calls, or even family meals to escape discomfort or judgment. Over time, this withdrawal can lead to social isolation, a serious risk factor for mental health decline. Fortunately, solutions are both practical and accessible. A high-quality humidifier, ideally a cool mist or ultrasonic model, is the most effective way to keep indoor humidity between 40 and 60%. Place it in the bedroom where most hours are spent, and clean it regularly to prevent mold or bacterial buildup. For those seeking budget-friendly options, simple strategies like setting bowls of water near heaters, hanging damp towels, or adding moisture-releasing plants such as Boston ferns or spider plants can help. Staying well hydrated with 8 to 10 glasses of water daily, along with saline nasal sprays, also supports the body's natural defense system from within. When possible, even slightly opening a window can bring in fresh air and natural humidity, though this depends on outdoor conditions. Using a hygrometer to monitor levels ensures the environment stays within the ideal range. By addressing low humidity and other environmental triggers, older adults can ease mucus buildup, protect their respiratory health, and regain confidence in daily life. The result is clearer, more comfortable mornings, and an overall better quality of life. Thank you for spending time with me today, as we uncovered the hidden reasons behind stubborn morning mucus and the practical steps that can bring real relief. My hope is that this video has helped you understand what your body may be signaling and given you tools to improve your well-being. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one tip you've learned today that you're ready to put into practice? Share it in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint for more proven health insights to help you live longer, healthier, and happier. Wishing you good health, joy, and peace. And remember to subscribe to my channel, Healthy Aging Blueprint.